And now, Lifestyles Unlimited presents the Real Estate Investor Radio Show. Over the next hour, we unfold your map to financial freedom. You'll learn how to retire through investing in single family and multifamily real estate. You'll learn how to create cash flow and build wealth so you can have the time and money to live the lifestyle you want.
Welcome to the show. My name is Al Gordon, and as always, we're working on your financial freedom. It's another edition of Tell Al Tuesday, and I've asked Sylvia to join me. Now, if you are a Lifestyles Unlimited member, you probably know who Sylvia is. She is what I like to call the selfie queen. Now, this is a lady that has figured out how to network. This is a lady that within the Lifestyles Unlimited community, many people know who she is because she's a social butterfly. She really is. She's what we call the selfie queen, meaning she is the person that will go out and take a picture with you and then text you that picture. And that is her way of cementing a relationship with you. And I will tell you this, it has made a huge difference in the trajectory of her real estate investing because she is now well connected. Now, before I bring Sylvia onto the show, what I want to do with you is I'm just going to summarize what Lifestyles Unlimited has done for her. And these are some very, very important points to bring out. And the reason I bring these points out is because when you become a Lifestyles Unlimited member, these are the results that you can expect. Does that make sense? All right. She moved to San Antonio. Now, I don't know if that's a win or not. We'll get into her story. We'll find out whether or not that's a win. She has a job that she loves. Now, that's pretty amazing because when you get to know Sylvia, you realize that she is real estate retired, but she has chosen to continue working. And we'll get into some of that background of her story, too. She is stress-free. And I cannot stress how important that is for a healthy lifestyle. She is absolutely stress-free. She travels constantly. She's happy. She is another person because of Lifestyles Unlimited. She gives back to her fellow man and fellow woman, and she's blessed with a lot of friends, and she can bless someone, and she's going to bless you on today's show because you're going to have the opportunity to get inside of Sylvia's mind, and that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to walk around in her mind. We're going to understand why she's made some of the decisions that she's made in life, and more importantly, we're going to understand how she became real estate retired. So no further ado, let me bring Sylvia onto the show. Selfie Queen, how you doing?
Pretty good. How are you, Mr. Al Gordon?
I am well. I am so excited. I mean, it seems like every time I go to a Lifestyles Unlimited event, you're at that event. Can you explain to me why you're always at every event that I go to?
Oh, because I love lifestyles. I love networking. I love being with my friends, and I just love learning. That's why.
Well, I think that's important. I think you just kind of nailed all the core competencies that Lifestyles Unlimited is about. I mean, after all, Lifestyles Unlimited is a real estate investor education and mentoring company. Those are the services that Lifestyles Unlimited provides. And I think they do a pretty good job of it. What do you think? I mean, you're the recipient of the education and the mentoring.
Oh, yes, I think they're just awesome. You know, everything that they do, you know, because you can learn online, you can learn meeting people, you know, meeting all these leads and meeting all these, passive investors. Just learn from each other. There's so many people around, you know, whenever you go to let's say a multifamily road trip, you're going to find leads. You're going to find people starting. You can even, share your story with people that just starting and help them, you know, decide and try to tell them, you know, like, this is it. I mean, you can change your life if you want to. You can do something else, not only the American life and just, wake up in the morning, go to work, come back, go to sleep, and do it again and again and again and again. But one day it's going to get to your point like it got to me. I was over 50, probably 51 when I met Lifestyles, and I decided, and I was thinking, in that area, in that stage of my life, I was thinking, what the heck am I going to do after 55, after 56, at 60, 70? I didn't want to end my life just, retiring for teaching and being frustrated and just watching TV, doing nothing. No, I needed to change my life. So that's why I joined Lifestyles. and I started completely another life. I moved to San Antonio because of lifestyles. I was living in Laredo in a border town. My friends were boring. They didn't have money. They couldn't travel with me because there was no money left to travel. So I decided to move, in 2020. In 2020, I moved to San Antonio. So I've been here 4 years, but I joined Lifestyles in 2016. And that was my blessing, joining Lifestyles. I met a guy in the hospital in San Antonio. That's how I met Lifestyles. It's kind of like everybody's different, when you hear people. But my story is I met Lifestyles because I was sitting down because my mother was very, very sick in the hospital in San Antonio. And I met the nurse, and he was a Lifestyles member. He introduced me to Lifestyles. He talked to me about the houses he had. He showed me the houses. He talked about his numbers, like I'm buying this house at this price. I rehab the house, and then I have a lot of equity, and I'm in a cash out refinance. He told me all of this, everything that I know now, but he started telling me. And that day, at the hospital, he said, Sylvia, click. You seem to be very interested in this. Here. And he got Google Lifestyles Unlimited, gave me his phone and said, click on the yellow link. I did click on that blessed yellow link. And next week I was sitting down in the workshop, in the free workshop, and I joined. I just joined for the Financial Freedom Program right away because I was convinced that I needed to change my life and I needed to change everything. So I said, I'm gonna go listen, and I did, and I joined, and my journey began with Lifestyles, and I'm so blessed to be with Lifestyles, knowing so many people.
So Sylvia, I've got to ask a question. Let me frame your background because I want to make sure everybody understands exactly what your journey's been like. So let me see if I can restate what you told us in the last segment, and you let me know if I get it wrong. Is that fair?
Yes, it is.
Okay. All right. So you worked as an educator. You worked a very long time as an educator. That was your career. You got to a place of retirement. Were you able to live off of, I'm assuming you get a pension. Did you earn a teacher's pension?
Yes, I worked for the state, as a teacher, a bilingual teacher for 25 years. And then I retired. I was allowed by the state to retire, and I'm getting my pension every year, every month, and for the rest of my life. Thank God for that, right? But that wasn't enough, That wasn't enough to live off. But when I was ready to retire, which is 2019 in December, I already had a triplex. I converted nobody knows this, but I converted my house in a triplex, and I did this in desperation. I converted my house in a triplex. I bought a triplex, and I actually, retired in 2019 in December. With my pension, with the monies from my tenants, and I can survive. And I did. And I said, if I don't survive, I just will work. Find a job and just work. Actually, I took a break. In 2020, it didn't work. 2021 didn't work. I took that break. And then 2022, I found a beautiful job in San Antonio. Why do I work? Because I love my job. I work for the federal government. They pay me good. And I love my job. I love what I'm doing. And I continue working. But if something happens to me and I quit, I have my rentals. With my pension in my rentals, I can survive. Thank God for that, and thank God for Lifestyles, because I was able to do all of these.
You did an excellent job of describing what it's like to be real estate retired, because where I was kind of going was you earn a pension like I earn a pension from the military, but that pension wasn't enough to make ends meet. And fortunately for you, you became a member of Lifestyles Unlimited back in 2016, and you started buying real estate assets, and those assets started cash flowing for you, and it made up the difference to a point where you actually physically and fully and financially retired yourself, and you didn't go to work during COVID. You chose not to go to work, and you didn't have to go to work, and that's financial freedom. I mean, what did that feel like to know that you didn't have to worry about money and that you had the option to go back to work if you chose to do so?
Oh, that's a wonderful feeling. It's a wonderful feeling. You can sleep better, by knowing that if something happens to me, I'm okay. I'm going to be okay, I'm going to survive. I'm going to pay all my bills. I'm going to have my house. I'm not going to lose my property, and I'm going to have a place to live, So it's a wonderful feeling. But let me tell you talking about wonderful feelings. The first time I had $109,000 in my bank. So many people probably listening, they're millionaires, from lifestyles, but it's nothing, 109. But back then, coming from the background that I'm coming from Mexico, having no food on the table because we were very poor when I was in Mexico, and $109,000 in a bank. And even for a teachers don't make a lot of money, You don't have enough to travel. You don't have enough to go have a good life. So the first time I saw $109,000 in my bank, I was like, whoa, I could do this. And how did I get that? Because David Fisher, my blessing coming to him, every single month for all the case studies after joining, and every 2 days, the 2 days from David Fisher, he told me, cash out refinance, that's all you have, your house, cash out refinance your house, get some equity from your house. If you have the house in San Marcos, sell the house. San Marcos, properties went up, sell the house. So I got 109. I bought my triplex in Laredo. I converted my house in a triplex, and I put money into deals, as a passive investor. And, of course, I paid the fees to become a preferred member. So that's what I did. But from those 109 to right now, I probably quadrupled that money. It's invested all over. I have 4 deals. I have a duplex. I have 2 rentals. And right now I just bought a property. This property, a bigger property, and I bought it because of lifestyles. I love lifestyles so much that I love doing parties, getting everybody in my house. And the previous house was very small. Well, not that small, right? But I couldn't accommodate more than 25 people. And right now I bought a house. I just closed last week. I closed in this house. So I'm going to invite like 50 people now. I can invite you now, Mr. Al.
All right. I'll look for the invite. Are you gonna host some of the A&P events so that you can get to know some of your fellow Lifestyles Unlimited members?
Sure. I'm going to invite some of the people from Bastrop, from New Braunfels, in San Antonio, of course, and I invited people from other states in other cities, and one of them is from another country, and it's coming from here. She already got the flight ticket and everything. So they know already. People that are coming to my house, they know already they're coming. So they're making arrangements, flying or driving from San Antonio, from Dallas, from Houston, from New Braunfels. They know. They love being with me, and I love being with them. This is my family. It became my family. In Lifestyles, it's not your friends, it's your family. I love them, and they love me. So, and they love being with me together, and we're traveling. We even started traveling together since last year. We go to so many events, and we've been going out of state, out of town together. We just went to, maybe because of my post in Facebook, but we went to Las Vegas in February during my birthday. I asked them if they wanted to go with me. Everybody said yes. We were 12 PIG members, which is preferred members. We went and we had a blast in Las Vegas at Lynn Morrow's house. We had a meetup at her house, and we visited several places. We were not gambling, okay? We didn't go to Las Vegas to gamble. We went to Las Vegas to be together, to have fun, and to visit some places. So we had a blast. We went to a museum, since they call me a selfie queen. So we went to a selfie museum. We didn't even know that existed in Las Vegas. And we had a blast, taking pictures, having fun. Even Lynn Morrow, was invited, and she came. She came with us. We had a lot of laughs, a lot of fun in that museum. And we just having fun everywhere, Next week, I think it's next week, the summit, we're going together. Some people from from here, from San Antonio, from New Braunfels and Austin. We're getting together and we're going to the summit.
Ah, yes, the summit, the Midwest Summit, an event that Lifestyles Unlimited members have put together. And as far as I know, there's a couple hundred people that are showing up, and Sylvia's going too, because she's the networking queen. When we come back from the break, more with Sylvia. Stick around.
Got questions? Call Lifestyles Unlimited at 855-497-4335. The Real Estate Investor Radio Show continues next.
Lifestyles Unlimited, the education and mentoring group with a roadmap and support to help you real estate retire.
Having the consulting team, having other avenues within your whole system is what's made y'all successful. Everyone is there to guide you to be successful. So it's just up to you to get off the butt and do it.
Do it. Take action today. Get educated now at Lifestyles Unlimited. Text the word radio to 88007. That's radio to 88007. Join for $297, a 60% savings. Lifestyles Unlimited. Text radio to 88007.
Creating the lifestyle you've always wanted. You're hearing Lifestyles Unlimited's Real Estate Investor Radio Show.
Welcome back to the second half of the Lifestyles Unlimited Real Estate Investor Radio Show. My name is Al Gordon. I'm joined by Sylvia, and together we are working on your financial freedom. And we're doing so by getting inside of the mind of Sylvia. Sylvia is a Lifestyles Unlimited member. She's been a member since 2016. She used real estate and what we teach as a real estate investor education and mentoring company. She used all that information to change her life, and she was able to get herself to a place of real estate retirement in 2019. That was kind of just in time for a pandemic, right? I mean, how was the pandemic for you?
It didn't work. I retired in 2019. The COVID came, and I was free. I was not in the educational system anymore. And I was spent a lot of time with my daughter. She lives in West Virginia with my 4 grandchildren. And I wasn't working, so she said, why don't you come over here and stay here? I stayed 6 months in West Virginia with my children because I was not working and because it was COVID time. So that was just awesome, you know. To me, it was great. It was a blessing, COVID. It was a blessing for me in not working. And let me just go back a little bit because I want to mention this. I'm going to Hawaii in July. There's a 2 days in case study. You know, it's David Fisher is going to be there. And my son, Alberto, who is 21, he lives with me, and he's a bodybuilder, right? And he's very involved with, studying and bodybuilding and everything. But he's watching me. Like Wonsi always says, your kids are watching. Well, this guy is watching me. He's very interested in learning lifestyles, and he's going to do it in July over there in Hawaii. And I'm so proud to say it. You know, I just wanted to mention that. But let me go into my numbers, okay? Because I know people are interested in probably wondering what I did with the money, right? With my money. Well, I cash out refinance. I sold the house in San Marcos, Texas. And then in 2020, I moved to San Antonio. And after a year, probably in 22, yes, it was 2022, when I decided to sell my properties in Laredo. I made a profit. I sold the 2 properties, a triplex, my house, and actually the house that I got in San Antonio because it went up in value. And I got $250,000 out of the 3 properties. So I bought another property with KB Homes, and I moved to that house, and I started investing my money. So I bought a triplex in San Antonio so I can have, my properties close to me. I bought a triplex from David Fisher, and that property is making money. It's close to $1,000 cash flow. And then I got a rehab property, another rental that I have. And that one, I'm not making a lot of profit, but no cash flowing, but it has a lot of equity. That property has almost $100K in equity. And I'm just waiting for the year to pass so I can cash out, refinance that property, or sell the property so I can get that money and reinvest it. And then right now, I just moved. I bought a property right now. Last week, I closed in this big house because I wanted a bigger house so I can invite more people from Lifestyles in my parties. And I rented the house that I didn't sell the other house. I rented that KB home property, I rented it, and I'm making profit too. So I'm cash flowing about $1,435 per month in my 3 rentals, and yearly it's $17,220. And I have equity in the 4 single-family properties that I have now, and my equity is probably over $200,000. I'm involved in 4 deals, in 4 passive deals. One of them I got it in 2018, another one in September 2020, another one in 2020 in October, and another passive deal in March 2023. All of the 4 passive deals are cash flowing. My cash flow is projected, right? If everything goes well, like all this year, I'm cash flowing about $1,350 every quarter from these 4 properties, and yearly is $5,400. And let me tell you one that I already got my money back. The property from 2018 is a deal in Dallas, Texas, and that lead cash out refinanced that property after 3 years. In 2021, he actually did the refinance the property and got their money to the investors. So my money was $24,900 and something. So he gave me my money back. My $25K that I invested, gave it to me in 2022. And I've been cash flowing from that property since day one. I get monies from the rents every quarter. And 2 months ago, I went into the portal because we have a portal in Lifestyles. I went to check on that property. And from 2018 to right now, in cash flow, I did $25,000 already. Another $25,000, I'm still in the deal, and he's probably going to sell the property either next year or in 2 years and probably give me another $25,000 and maybe more. We don't know. With those deals, you don't know. It depends on the market, depends on the deal. So that one is a blessing for me, But the rest, one of them in San Antonio is selling the property right now. That was a quick, a deal. She got the property in 2022. She's selling it right now. Probably by the end of the year, she's going to get my money back or double my money, whatever she's going to do. So my deals are doing great. So I'm cash flowing money from my deals. I'm cash flowing money from my rentals, and I'm doing a great job, with my investing. But the biggest thing, I'm modeling for my children. My daughter, which is in West Virginia, but she's interested already. She started working in the CBP, which is the government. She works for immigration too. She just graduated, started working. She started saving, and she's planning to probably in the future, invest like my son. My son is going to invest this year, and she's probably going to see my son and say, oh, no, I'm getting behind. I know that she's going to feel pressure because she hasn't done it, and my son, 21, is going to do it because he's been saving money. He lives with me, but I made a deal with my son. You live with me, I don't charge you anything, but you got to save and do this. Either buy a house or buy a duplex and live in one and rent the other, or invest passively,
I need to do a shameless plug and let people know that if they want to attend Expo, it's going to be in the Irving Coliseum, if I remember correctly, up in Irving. Do I have that right? In Irving, Texas? Is that where we're going?
It is. Uh-huh. Yes,
okay. And if I recall correctly, registration is open, and it's open to anybody, Lifestyles Unlimited member or not. And all you need to do to get registered, because registration's open right now, is go to lifestylesunlimited.com. When you get there, there's a banner you're going to see Expo. Just click on that banner and it'll allow you to get registered.
I want to thank Joe Flores because I know he is the one that suggested my name to be in the radio show. Thank you, Joe Flores. He's the national mentor. Thank you very much. And I want to thank Dale Walmsley for doing this for everybody, for making a map, that actually changes life, not only your financials, but your life. And David Fisher, my number one, thank you, David Fisher, for everything that you've suggested to me, even moving to San Antonio and cash flowing. All the cash flow that I'm doing is because of you, actually I did listen to you, and I've done some mistakes, but I'm still here and I'm still growing. So I'm going to keep growing, and thank you to everybody and all my friends for being in my life. Everybody that loves me, that I love you. Thank you very much for being in my life, because you're part of my life change. That change in my life is lifestyles, people. Thank you for inviting me.
You're on behalf of everybody you thanked. I'm going to give you a very loud and resounding "you're welcome," because you're part of the community. You're part of our family. You're part of our team. You're part of what makes Lifestyles Unlimited so successful. So thank you for everything you do, Sylvia, because you are that bright light in the room. I mean, you are the person that everybody tends to gravitate towards. But let me end the show by, man, you've got a busy schedule coming up here. I'm looking at what you've got for the last quarter of the year, going on a Caribbean cruise, going to Honduras, Puerto Costa Maya, and Cozumel. Then in November, you've got Thanksgiving in your home and Christmas in your new home, and a big party in your house for your LU family. Is there anything else that you have on the plate? I mean, you seem to have something major going on literally every month.
Yes, in September. I missed it. You missed September. I missed September. We're going to do, we're planning, right? We don't know if we're going to do it, but one of my friends is working on that. But we're planning to do camping. Can you imagine 40 people camping? Can you picture that?
I was in the United States Army, so I'm used to 40 people camping.
Well, I don't know if it's going to be 40, right? But I'm going to put it in the chat. So actually, my friend Crystal Campbell, he's working on it, right? He's going to get the place, start renting. I'm going to announce it probably in our chats, because we have chats. So you're probably in one or two. But we have a single family crew chat. We have an email chat, and that is Dustin Cross's email, blast or chat. And where everybody communicates there, right? And then the LU preferred member, community chat. Oh, and we have thousands of, probably 1,000 already. We have 1,000 people in one of the chats, and in the other one, like 900. I think Dustin Cross has like 900 or 1,000 people in that one. So if we put, if I want to get more people, I'll just put it in the chat. Contact me, and we're going camping. Who wants to go camping? And believe me, they want to be with a selfie queen. So we're going to go camping in September. So there's a lot of activities going on, and we go together. And, I just started, telling people, and they want to be together, we just do it. But believe me, I don't do everything by myself, okay? My friends help me. Like right now, Crystal Campbell is going to help me, reserve some of the places, right? And then when I went to Las Vegas, Belinda Verana, she's one of my friends here in San Antonio, she did a lot of stuff for us. She reserved all the places to go to in Las Vegas. So I'm a leader, but I'm a very good leader. I delegate, believe me, but I always give credit to these people, to all my blessings, to all these people that help me, organize stuff. And I'm blessed. I'm just blessed because they follow me. They help me, they do. They plan with me, and I just love it. They love it, and I love it. And some of these people don't work. They're retired, so they have time to do stuff, even if they have 30 properties, single family, they do like to do fun stuff with Sylvia. So we do it together, and we have fun together.
I'm just taken back. I've had a giant smile on my face this entire show because as I listen to how your life has transitioned away from literally a life of poverty when you first started to a life of wealth and happiness and financial freedom. I think it's an amazing story, Sylvia, and I'm very proud to call you my friend. If you want to do what Sylvia's doing, if you want to get to know the Selfie Queen, the way to do it is to go to lifestylesunlimited.com, sign up for that free workshop, and let's get you going.
The information and opinions you hear on the Lifestyles Unlimited Real Estate Investor Radio Show are those of the host, guests, and callers. The Lifestyles Unlimited Real Estate Investor Radio Show is for entertainment purposes only. Please consult a professional regarding your personal investment needs. Nothing presented constitutes an endorsement, recommendation, offer, or solicitation to buy or sell any product or security.